And welcome back to Flow's Sports Fix on this Wednesday evening. We've got local netball to come. We're going to be chatting about netball, and we'll also have Courtney with her Sports Express later on in the hour. But right now it's the Flow Man looking at some local football, starting off with leagues in South Australia.
We go on Wednesdays to the Eyre Peninsula and the north of the state. And firstly, in Great Flinders, we saw some really interesting matches at the weekend. Coming out on top of the matches there were United Yellana 11-9-75 to beat Ramblers 6-6-42, and they'll be two of the top sides, one would think, in the competition. And Lock 16-10, 106 beat Eyre United 6-15-51. Was Elliston Districts having the bye, and Cummins, Kapini and Tumby Bay also having the bye at the weekend. We go now to football played in the Western Eyre, and it was round 3 action with Western United Tigers 12-12-84 beating Thevenard 2-3-15. Comprehensive win there by the Tigers, who were well served by Elliott with 4, and Jay Warmington and Jay Shippard playing some pretty good football for them. While it was West Coast Hawks 29-17, 191 beating Canibba 7-9-51, and I'll tell you what, how good are these Hawks? They had Dolling on the Dolling watch with 12 goals here. Colbung booted 6, and A. Whitford back to his absolute brilliant best. The fantastic footballer he is. D. Kelch, big man, and M. Dolling for his 12 goals gets in the best 3. Winfield a couple for Kadibba, and S. Miller was their better player. While finally a win for Wirral, a 9-6-60 to Blues, 7-11-53. A wonderful performance from the Wirral Bombers there, and that was a close one. Both sides, I reckon, could feature in top 4 if they can continue winning some games here and there through the season. Webb with 3, Gum and Chester the better players for Wirral, and Williams, C. Williams with 2, and C. Elphick was their better player on the Blues side of the ledger. It has a ladder in this competition right now after 3 games. Of the West Coast Hawks top and Western United top, those two will meet each other, and somebody's going to lose in what will be a match of the round situation. Wirral 2-1, Blues 1-2, Canibba and Thevenard both yet to open their account this season. Moving to Eastern Eyre, and the 2 games played there at the weekend. Central Eyre United 13-3-81 recorded their first win in this competition on their home deck, Woodner, and in their new uniform, the Storm outfit. It was a great win over Cal, 13-3-1-6. They were really well served in this game by some of their stars, in Chyla Chapman with 5 up forward. Good on you, Tyler. Stringer and Waters were the better players, both Waters C and B performing well for the new Storm outfit in that competition. The other match was won on the day by Eastern Rangers in a fight to the end, 6-8-44 to 5-4-34, a really low scoring game of football at this level, but that's what happens in tight country football matches in the Eastern Eyre competition. Let's now move to the northern part of the state, and in northern areas that we had round 3 action, and Orroroo 16-15 beat Crystal Brook 2-3, was Broughton Mandurah 17-19, too good for Southern Flinders 2-2, and Bullaroo Melrose Wilmington 23-13 thrashing Jamestown Peterborough 3-5. So 3 very one-sided games. I think 3 good teams, and 3 maybe not as good teams in that competition. Finally, we head to some far north football, and in a big upset, Roxby Districts 11-13-79 beat Hornridge 9-8-62. And gee, if ever Hornridge had a nemesis in this comp, it's certainly Roxby Districts. That was the Friday night game, and then on the Saturday at 4 in the afternoon, East's got up and beat the Dam 11-13-79 to 6-7-43. What I reckon might have even been a little bit of another upset there. I guess hard to pick it this early with shifts and so forth in the mine, but it is an interesting start to round 2 of Far North football, and interesting to cover football across the north and the west of the state. Hopefully your team is performing reasonably well with some changes afoot.
Thank you, Flowman. Now to go from SA, we'll cross over the border into Victoria and New South Wales.
Let's go into the Riverina football, and in this competition, round 3 action at the weekend, and the GM Lions have got up and beaten the Collingully. It was a big win from the Lions, 16-11, 107 to Collingully GP Demons 5-6-36, and gee, the Lions are showing why that they are the form side in this competition. Hamlin with 6, he was magnificent and led the way. Kennedy a couple for Collingully, and Klemke and Perryman were their better players. In other matches, Coolaman got up and beat Leeton Witten 11-20, 86 to 8-2-50. And gee, Leeton Witten Crows season in tatters right now, but Coolaman looking really good. good, and a great performance from them, while Turvey Park 23-15 thrashed Narrandera Eagles 4-8. It's going to be a long season for Narrandera. While this was a big win for the MCUE Goannas, 20 goals, 17-137 to Griffith, 8-3-51. That just shows just how good these Goannas are. I reckon they and the GGGM Lions are going to be two of the sides to beat. Maybe the Wagga Tigers will test them out. Castles has moved over to the Goannas and kicked 8 goals. He's a big loss from the Hume League. Turnbull and Castles were the better players for the winning MCUE in this match. And taking a look at the Premiership ladder now after 3 rounds of matches, remembering that some sides have also had the bye, but top of the table is GGM Lions. The Goannas in second place at the moment, followed by Coolum in third, and the Tigers are fourth. After that, it's Turvey Park, Collingully, Griffith, Leeton and Narrandera in that order. Now a quick look at some of the minor grades and how they're placing across the teams in the Riverina Football League. And in the reserves, it's Turvey Park having a good start to the season, and Griffith also. They're both 3 wins from 3 games. Coolum comes in third place, and then the MCUE Goannas, the Wagga Tigers, the GGGM Lions. Collingully in 7th, Narrandera 8th, and Leeton Whitten not going too well in their reserves in the last place on the table. While in the 17.5 grade, the Premiership table has Turvey Park having a real good start to the season in this grade, along with Griffith Swans. Leeton Whitten are pretty good with their juniors, along with GGGM Lions and the MCUE Goannas. Then Coolum after that, they've all won matches this year, but Collingully yet to open their account, along with Wagga Tigers and the Narrandera Eagles. A bit surprised there that the Wagga Tiger junior sides are not going as well at this time of the year. Let's go across and have a look at the Farrer Football League, and in senior football matches at the weekend, it was some particularly good performances in Farrer. We saw the North Wagga Saints get up and beat the Marra Bombers, and that was a huge one, and that's like a top of the table effort, 11-12-78 to the Marra Bombers, 8-10-58. The CSU University side 14-11 to beat the Northern Jets, 9-8. The Rock and Yeren Creek kicked 17-12-114 to beat Barellan. It was just 3-1-18. So a big win by the Rock Yeren Creek, and their better players were Williams with 6 goals, and Cool and Bierman were both playing pretty good football. Karen booted 3 goals to support Williams up forward. And finally, it was the Temora Kangaroos going down to the Collyamberley Blues, 18-10-118 to the Blues. They beat Temora Kangaroos 16-9-69, and for Collyamberley, that was their first win of the season, and a good win for them too. Hodge with 6 and Steele with 3. Morton, Hillier and Hodge, the better players for Collyamberley, and Temora, well, they're going to have a pretty long season, one thinks, from here. The ladder at the moment after 4 rounds, and remembering that some clubs have had a bye, has at the top of the table the Marra Bombers. They're 3-1. North Wagga Saints, who beat them on the weekend, are 3-1. The Rock Yeren Creek come next, and a good start to the season from the Magpies, 3-1, along with Charles Sturt University 3-1. East Wagga Coringal are 2-1. The Northern Jets 1-2. Collyamberley 1-3. Barellan and Temora both yet to open their account in Farrer football. Let's go across the grades and look in the reserve grade ladder right now. And East Wagga Coringal on top. They've had 3 games and won all 3. Marra Bombers are 3-1 in second. Barellan 2 Blues are 2-1 in third. North Wagga Saints 2-2. The Rock Yeren Creek Magpies 2-2. Charles Sturt 2-2, and Collyamberley 2-2. So it's pretty even competition, the reserves. Northern Jets and Temora are yet to get a win in reserve grade. And finally, as we take a look in the junior grade, the 17.5s in Farrer, and it has a very interesting one. This is North Wagga are at 3-0, Jets are 3-0, Collyamberley 0-2, and Marra 0-4. It is a strange competition, that one, because some sides don't actually have a 17.5 grade, including the Rock Yeren Creek in that particular competition. But great to be able to bring you Riverina and Farrer here on the Sports Fix.
Thank you, Flo Man, but don't go too far away, because I need you back here. We're having a chat about netball with you and the Statman. That's still to come on the Flow Sports Fix tonight, and the Statman looking at some local netball results. That's up for you next.